What's up? This is Keith Kalfas. Hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, I want to talk about and let's discuss 10 different ways that you can make money in the winter. How do you make money in the winter if you're a seasonal worker and you need money now? This is the stuff that I was looking up on YouTube and forever. I was always looking up before I got to the point where I figured out how to make money in the winter being in a seasonal business and as a seasonal worker in the Midwest. So I have a list of things that you could do to make money in the winter if you're in lawn care or landscaping or a seasonal business, or you're trying to start your own business and it's freezing out and there's no work. How do you make money in the winter? Okay, so winter money. Winter money. What are some things that we can do to make money in the winter? Well, number one is the most obvious thing. You can go out and you can get a job. You can get a job in a restaurant, washing dishes, waiting tables, prep cooking. I'm sorry, I got a microphone here. You can get a job washing dishes, waiting tables, prep cooking, work in a factory, a hardware. You can get a job. Sometimes you can have out job applications all over the place and there's no jobs to be had. But you could literally spend months filling out resumes and going to interviews and grinding and hustling, trying to find a job, and you don't find a job. Number two, you can buy and sell stuff. This is freelancer entrepreneurship. Hope you're not trying to buy and sell or sell any drugs, because that's really bad and illegal, and that'd probably be worth more pain and headache than it's worth. And it's also, well, it's probably not a good idea. But you can buy and sell stuff on Craigslist. I used to hustle in the winter. See, I've always done lawn care and landscaping in the winter. I've always been broke, so I've always had to figure out how to hustle. So I've had like an Amazon and eBay and Craigslist business. I had this hustle one time in 2006 or 7. I strictly was buying and selling iPods. That's what I was doing. I was buying iPods and reselling them, buying them on Craigslist. I'd resell them on Amazon and eBay, or I'd buy them from eBay and resell them and mark up the price. And I was making, I don't know, an extra few $100 a month buying and selling iPods. I was selling cell phones. I was selling anything I can get my hands on. And then, so you could buy and sell cars. You could get into buying and selling cars or anything. If you don't have any money, then you got to start out with nothing, right? But buying and selling stuff is a hustle. Here's another thing. You can actually call around friends, become a freelancer or subcontractor, get a part-time cash job. You know, if you do any cash jobs, you should have your own general liability insurance policy with your own workman's comp policy. You should be a registered LLC or sole proprietor and all that stuff before you even accept $1 from anybody. Well, if you're broke and you don't have any of that stuff and you got to get a part-time cash job, maybe you have a buddy who does basement remodeling or winter work or carpet. You could do that stuff in the winter. It's gonna get better. So, you can be a subcontractor. You can do tree work in the winter. You can work for people doing trees. Here's the one thing that I did. I was flat broke and freezing my ass off in the middle of the winter, so I started a window cleaning business. In the middle of the freezing winter, there was like a foot of snow outside and I was desperate for $1, and I went out with a squeegee and a scrubber and dish soap for like $40 or $50 from Home Depot, and I literally built an entire window cleaning business because I was desperate and I couldn't find a job, and I went up and down strip malls and plazas knocking on doors, and I ended up building an entire clientele where I was making average of, by the time it really started working, it took 3 months. I was doing 150 a day, but every single day, right? So window cleaning business. Now, in this day and age, you can actually, if you know a little bit thing about social media, if you're good at designing or Photoshop or whatever, you can become a freelance graphic designer on 99designs.com, Fiverr.com. You can start up on Craigslist. You can create your own business cards and logos and designs and start your business out of nothing and just start cold calling and networking all over social media and do graphic design for people. Maybe you can, so you can be a freelance designer, a graphic designer, a video editor, a cameraman, or something, I don't know, whatever If you're good at computers, you could do computer repair for old people, right? You can help people, you can literally go to people's houses or hold webcasts of teaching people, old people. I'm not saying old people, but you could teach people that aren't internet savvy how to get on social media and use the internet. You could teach people, you could become a coach, a teacher, and hold classes and make money. You can literally invent it, right? That's a good service. So you could become, let's just call it a freelancer. Started a business overnight. Something that I have always done in the winter for years and years. I've got cameras and lights right here, and this is my studio. I've always had a little Canon T2i Rebel, a little $300 camera or something. So I did photo shoots and video shoots. I do that right now. I'm having a meeting next week. It's winter right now at the time I'm making this video. And now I charge $400 minimum a day if you want me to come out and do any type of photo shoot, because I got to make $400 a day every single day. And then if you want me to edit it on the back end, it's a minimum of $800 for just a basic one-time over with one revision, and it's $800. And anything above that, we go 12, 16, $20, $3,200. So next week I'm sitting down with the company. If they want videos done, I'm thinking an average of $1,200 to $1,500 per video. I do video work, photography. My wife has friends that have events and weddings and birthdays, and I show up with my camera and my little flash, and I do photo shoots for $250 to $400 and making cash all damn winter doing stuff like that. So you could become a photographer. You can become a photographer's assistant if you want to learn, right? You can get on any type of website and network your ass off and start becoming a photographer. Look up tons of free videos on YouTube, take some courses on photography online on like Kajabi or Udemy or something, and learn all the basics in photography, right? What's another way you can make money? The most obvious one. Snow plowing. You can get a job plowing snow. I've been plowing snow my entire life, since I was like 16 or 15 or something, and I'm 34 now. Started out at 10, 12, then 15, then 20, then 25, then $30 an hour. I get paid $30 an hour as a subcontractor. I have my own insurance policy, and I plow snow. I hop in another company's brand new truck with Plow, 2500 4x4 truck, and I plow huge commercial lots, parking lots, residential, stuff like that. So when there's a big snow plow, I recently just stopped plowing snow. But I did it my whole life. It's just because when you do it, you're gone for days on end, sleeping in hotel. Like, it can literally be so extreme if you live in the Midwest, where you're not home for like 4 days and you're sleeping in hotel rooms and plowing snow, not sleeping for like 30 hours straight. And I straight up have backed a brand new truck like right into a brick wall at a mall in the middle of the night, and I was like, And I stopped, and they saw me on the GPS, and they were upset because I stopped plowing, because the shops are going to open, and then the shops open up and there's old ladies walking across the ice, and you're like, you haven't slept in days, and you're like, the amount of risk. This is my own head trash. And I've also plowed for years with nothing happening, but I've gotten in a couple car accidents plowing snow, and I've called up my buddies who plow snow, and they're like, dude, I've destroyed like $80,000 worth of shit this year. Like, it's pretty common, but just that's my own stuff. Sorry. But you can plow snow. I'm gonna edit that out. Edit that out. No. You could start an eBay or Amazon drop shipping business. Amazon. Another thing, Etsy or Amazon, you can literally create and invent your own products, clothing or hats or shirts or whatever. You could become your own freelance entrepreneur and design your own products or inventions and sell widgets on the internet and learn a little bit about marketing. I'm shooting a video right now. If you made a video every single day on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and all the like, and YouTube, and you created a whole channel with titling and tagging, and you were really excited about your new t-shirt line or whatever the hell you're trying to make, and you created a little basic website with a shopping cart. Now you can develop a sales funnel with an upsell, downsell, cross sale, and build email automation sequences. There's a lot of marketing that you would have to learn, but you can hustle your ass off and make a couple grand a month in an eBay, Amazon, or like a Shopify store, because with all this opportunity all over us now, it wasn't like this before 2010. Like, only over the past 7 years have we had all this opportunity. So there isn't many excuses unless you're not physically or mentally able to, you know what I mean, to make it. But there's not many excuses anymore if you know how to look and where to look. There's opportunity all over the place. And if you are, here's another way you can make money. You can start a house cleaning business. Charge $45 an hour, come in someone's house, clean someone's house for 3 hours. I would charge a lot more than that. Like, I would charge minimum, whatever. You charge whatever you want. But if you go inside of someone's house and you're in and out in 3 hours, you clean their whole house. Let's say you could charge $150. You could do 2 houses in a day and make $300 a day and get clients. Be like, hey, I'll be back next week. You clean. I would get on my hands and knees and scrub people's toilets and their sinks and everything. I would work my ass off, and I would leave a thank you card on the table. Boom, there's my check, there's my cash. You could start a house cleaning business literally out of your back seat of your car with $50 in cleaning products. What else can you do? Here's the funny thing. When you're flat broke in the beginning from a broke scarcity paradigm, you don't see opportunity anywhere. That's the difference between people who got the hustle mindset and people who have a broke victim mindset. Hustle-minded people who got the hustle, they look and they see opportunity they'll see an empty street in an alley and they see opportunity, where a broke-minded victim will look and they'll see, it's just an alley with a dumpster, right? No, I see, you see opportunity, and when you train your eyes and your brain to see opportunity, you could see money all over the place. Because when it really comes down to it, if you've got a warrior mindset, you can learn how to develop what I love Anthony Robbins says. You've got your shoulds, and then you've got your musts. When your shoulds become your must, like this must be this way. Period. Like here's a must for me. I must have all my bills paid and enough money to have food in the fridge and money in emergency savings and money for taxes, right? Like, period. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if I have to work 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 hours a week. It doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter if it takes me to my freaking grave. When something becomes a must to you, hands down, like you'll go out and you'll just bang that fight out and get it done and off your plate before. But all I'm saying is, look, you got all these different things. Let's find 1/10 thing that you can do to make money in the winter. You could become an Uber driver. You could do Uber and Lyft at the same time. What else could you do? Yeah, so with the power of the internet, you could do all this. So what do we got? We got 10 things. You can get a job. You can buy and sell stuff. You can become a subcontractor for other people who own businesses and just be a Johnny on the spot, right? You can start a window cleaning business, because that's easy and cheap, right? Well, it's hard to do, but it's easy in theory. It's very hard to physically do, but you can do it very cheaply and get it off the ground quick. I've proven it. I sold 42 window cleaning accounts in 48 hours. I know this seems like a total lie to you and it seems impossible. It's 100% the truth. I did it out of complete, terrifying, exhaustive fear with an eviction notice on my door. And then eventually, if you get your hustle game strong enough, you can save up enough money to float you through the winter, and then you could still just have fun doing this extra stuff. Now, you're not hurting in the winter, and then you can develop momentum and then grow from that point. It's about smoothing out all this. Oh, you got money in the summer, broke in the winter. Money in the summer, broke in the winter. The whole objective is to smooth that stuff out, and it could take 5, 6, 7 years of hustling and grinding. Thank you very much. I'm Keith Kalfas. Hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think in the comments below of ways that you can make money in the winter. I'm seriously trying to help. And slap the thumbs up button, crush it if you so desire, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Also, in the links in the description below, I have links to my other YouTube channels and other videos and stuff that I've done. Okay, peace. 6 reasons why you might not have enough money saved up for the winter.
Oh Lord, way to go. Agents on my phone. We be on the road like we on the boat. Yeah. Right or wrong, I don't even know. All my conscience gone. I don't even know. All my conscience gone.
What's up? It's Keith Kalfas with the Untrapped podcast, and this is like a video version of my podcast. I've wanted to kind of build out the studio thing for a while so I can do this. Hey, I wanted to do this for a while, and I do have a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Anchor, Spreaker, SoundCloud, every place that you can get a podcast. Just look up Keith Kalfas or the Untrapped podcast. Some I talk and others I interview awesome entrepreneurs and experts in the industry. And I just believe there's a lot of value in that podcast. If you can relate to me and you watch my videos, you know I just like to get deep and just talk about those things that I don't hear a lot of other people talk about. So one thing that's been just burning inside of me is to get a lot of content out around these specific things. Like, for instance, 6 reasons why you might not have money saved up for the winter. Whatever's going on, they have specific reasons why that they weren't able to get it together, and just kind of like paraphrasing around, you don't have any money saved up for the winter. We're in the green industry. A seasonal business model is like you crush it 8-9 months, and then you have a few months of downtime. And then if you're into the snow plowing business or not, depending on what you do in the winter, you have side hustles. I don't know what it is for you, but I know in my life I've been through many seasons where I was flat broke in the winter, and then it takes you to like June, July before you can actually, and then you go into debt. It's a very stressful cycle, and you can't grow a life like that. So if this is you, this video is definitely for you. I have to time this here. I got my phone on airplane mode because but it'll be worth it. So I'm going to read them real fast, and then I'll go through them one by one. Okay, so number 1 is you didn't decide in advance. Number 2 is you stuck your head in the sand. Number 3 is you took weekends off. Number 4 is you didn't save any money. And number 5 is you refused to learn, to educate yourself and learn marketing and sales. And number 6 is you didn't put your foot down. What does that stuff mean? Okay. When I say you didn't decide in advance, which is number 1, is if you really sit down despite the fears and the frustrations or whatever type of, we call it chaos in the environment that's happening. Okay. So if you know for a fact that the end of the waterfall's coming and you need to build a boat or get out of the river or do something, and you stick your head in the sand with that, no matter what's going on, you know that the winter's coming. Even if it's like March, April, if it's May and the birds are chirping and you're working your ass off, the winter is absolutely coming. And this sounds kind of simple, but there's something called a stable datum in neuroscience. When you have a specific belief, whether it's true or false, whether it's rooted in truth with a capital T, or it's false, or it's a complete fiction, your brain and you will start to develop pathologies and neural networks around an idea that becomes a belief, and now you actually start to revolve your life and your psychology around these sets of beliefs, right? Or these doctrines. And this is how your entire life goes, See, I don't want to get too deep into this because this could be like a 20-hour video or a series of videos, but that's why I wanted to do this, so I can have kind of a long-form content and break these things down. So when you decide, Tony Robbins says you don't get your shoulds. Really dry in here. You don't get your shoulds, you only get your musts. When something is a must, there's no other option. Period. You know that the winter's coming. You have to do everything that you have to do to make sure, and you decide in advance that December, January, February, March, April, whatever months it is for you, I have to have X amount, whatever, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars saved up. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to make money in the winter. You can hustle, you can plow snow, you can do all types of things, right? But having that nest egg set aside, and not only for that, but ongoing into your life, the farther you think out, and the more you get with the brutal, like, mortifying reality of how serious this shit is, and money is like oxygen, and nobody's going to just give you their oxygen. You're on your own. Like, you're born naked and afraid. You're going to die naked alone. So just decide in advance. Number 2 is you didn't put your foot down when it mattered most. In the moments when you have people in your life, it could be family members, employees, friends, and whatever they're doing that's consuming your time, and obviously you got to spend time with family and friends and do all those things. But if you don't have an order and priority of what needs to get done so you can get to that point, whatever that point is, everything will just pull you down like this primordial soup. There will be no structure, there will be no boundary, and everything will just pull you down, and the winter will come and you'll be broke. So it literally is like, nope, we're only staying out till this time because I have to go home and do these things. I gotta be up. I gotta hustle. I gotta close this job. I gotta do these sales. I gotta, whatever it is, I have to make sure that this works, and I'm a robot, and I will do whatever it takes to make sure that this is what happens. And if anybody doesn't like it, too bad. You can explain to them why it has to be that way. And if they don't understand it in the moment, you are leading them to a place that they can't lead themselves. But in the back end, whether they realize it or not, sometimes when you are the person who pulls through and you save the day, you have the penalty of leadership. So you are the one who saved the day. You had the money to pay for everything because you're the one who worked your ass off or whatever it is, and still nobody realizes it. So when you are the most responsible person, you become the money man, and then everybody expects you to pay for everything, and it's the penalty of leadership, right? It's the success tax. It's whatever. So number 3 is you stuck your head in the sand. I'm sorry, back to number 2. So you got put your foot down. Number 2 is put your foot down. You have to put your foot down with people and yourself. Number 3 is you stuck your head in the sand. What does that mean? Okay, you know the problem's there. You stick your head in the sand. Sticking your head in the sand is playing on YouTube. It's watching videos. It's laying on the couch. It's sleeping in. It's, I don't know, it's running your gas tank down all the way till you have like 1 mile. You ever seen that thing? I saw it on like Instagram or somewhere. Like, are you this type of person? You wait till your gas tank is on E. You're like, oh, I think I need some gas. Or are you the person that when your gas is like all the way down to only half a tank, you're like, oh shit, I need to fill up. Like, where are you? How proactive of a person are you? And I think that proactivity, at least for my life, comes from pain. I wish I was an even more proactive person than I am. So human beings will do more to avoid pain than they will to gain pleasure. And when you've been dangled in, Satan's mouth or the alligator's mouth, and you felt that brutal fear, mortal reality of what's like when you don't face responsibilities, it's actually less painful to just work your ass off and save your money. Which leads me to number 4, is you took weekends off. Well, my father or my uncle or whoever it is who retired or somebody said, you got to take the weekend off, man. You work too hard. The week is for working, and the weekend is for relaxing. Well, maybe in your time, but I've already done the math, and I can see very clearly that I have to work weekends for the next 5 years, or I'm going to die. Are you going to give me your oxygen? I'm trying not to cuss here. Are you going to pay my bills, and you going to give me some of your oxygen? I didn't think so. So I'm working weekends. I'll take 1 weekend off a month. How about that? And then that's when we'll do this thing. And until you're willing to pay my bills, because I'm not at a level you're at yet, and pay attention to who tells you this stuff. If it's somebody who's completely irresponsible with their life, because it's funny that the guy that will tell you to relax and take it easy is the same guy who next week before he gets off the phone with you, he'll be like, oh, by the way, can I borrow $20? Yeah, exactly. Right? So number 5 is you didn't save any money. I'm sure I'm good at my time. Saving money is a skill that I think it has to become like an emergency to you and an exciting thing at the same exact time. So you save money out of like fear and like you must do it. And then there's the healthy side of saving money, which is you do it out of enthusiasm. Like, wow, like I'm a responsible person. I save money. I know how to save money. And it's building towards a future. If you save money, you can invest in things and, do things. And if you don't know how to save it, it's a skill it's very deep and diverse. There's an amazing there's materials that you can get, audiobooks you can listen to. Like Mike Michalowicz has a book called Profit First. He has another book called The Toilet Paper Entrepreneur, another one called The Pumpkin Plan. There's so many books about money and finance and how to save money and accounting and taxes and all that shit that you can learn. Because when you raise the necessity first of like, oh, this is extremely important. Like, I need to save money because shit goes like this, and you don't want your life to be like this. You want it to be like this. And because money is like oxygen, if I could save oxygen and there wasn't enough, I'd be finding a way to save that shit, right? So learn how to save money, right? I don't think that you should do this at all by any means, but I remember a time when I was just broke and I like wrote on a bunch of envelopes. I was like rent, gas, cable. I had like 12 envelopes, and some envelopes only had $2 in it. Some had 20, some had 80, right? And now that's in the bank. So you can like actually start an extra bank account. Like you have a business account, you have a savings account, you have a side checking account, you have your personal expenses account, then you have an emergency fund account. It's okay. Open up multiple bank accounts, and when the money comes in, you pay, I'm not trying to confuse you, but if you pay your payroll and then you set aside for taxes, and then you have a personal savings account, and then you save business stuff for taxes, and then for expenses, you can do that. If you don't have the wherewithal or the capacity, or if you don't have the self-discipline, like somebody who's an alcoholic, if you put a bottle of alcohol right there by them, tell them not to drink, and they're trying not to drink, I mean, how long is it going to take before they go, oh, and then you're going to, bash them for that? Doesn't make sense to me. Remove it. Out of sight, out of mind. 30% rule is 30% of all money that comes into your entire ecosystem gets socked away and saved. So one thing that I might not be bringing up right now could be the question that's just burning and pissing you off. If you are in the position where you don't have enough money saved up for the winter, and say, why don't you say the most obvious thing in the world, Keith? What is it? How the hell am I supposed to save money when I don't even make enough money to save any money? Right? I used to have that. That was like my burning thing. You hear all these people talking about all this shit, and I would get so angry, I'd want to scream, because I'd be like, how do you even save any money if you don't even have enough money to pay your bills, let alone save any fucking money? And then there's taxes, and then you start thinking about all that shit and how godly expensive insurance is, and then you just get deflated, and you can go into depression and become like not in a good place, right? So that brings me to the next thing, is you stuck your head in the sand. When you face the brutal reality of how hard like life is, the sooner you face that, you realize it's not as hard as it seems, right? So, I have to figure out how to make a lot more money so I can pay all my bills and all my stuff and enough to save money for the winter, as an example in this video. So it's like the chicken and the egg thing. It's like you're like, it's not fair. It could drive you insane, because if you're the type of person who's a workaholic, you're working, 50, 60 hours a week. This is like almost like some Dave Ramsey shit. I have Dave Ramsey's programs, and I haven't dove into them yet. So, but some people have told me that I sound like him sometimes like this, and I'm not comparing myself to him. The guy's incredible. But I think it's just the principle of the fact is that when you look at the brutal reality, I guess I'm going to have to work 80 hours a week to make this happen. And then you go into a victim state and you say, I don't want to work 80 hours a week because I care about my health and my sleep and my family, and all that's going to fall apart. Exactly. Yes. Well, there's another side to this, but I'm going to agitate this a little bit more. Yes. You have to go work I'm sorry. Wait, I just did the math again. 80 hours a week isn't enough. You're going to have to do 94 hours a week. Whoa, I forgot. 96 hours a week. Yeah. So you're going to have to wake up at 5 a.m. and you're going to have to work till 1 a.m. 7 days a week, nonstop until you fucking die. Right? Like, now, that's what you have to do. So say goodbye to your wife, say goodbye to your kids, say goodbye to your family, say goodbye to your sleep, say goodbye to your health, and you're literally just going to work yourself to death because money is oxygen, right? And if you don't have any oxygen for you, you definitely don't have enough to give to anybody else. So the number one order priority, this is going to sound really, really bad, and people are going to attack me for this, because people who have their shit together or have some money in the bank say, first of all, I love God, I love Jesus, that's just my personal beliefs, and I have learned just my own journey that if you don't put God first, and then, your wife, and then, yourself and your business in the order of priority, you'll pay hell for it, right? And that seems impossible because you'll be like, okay, so I'm going to be broke and not like put God first or my wife first. So I can only speak from experience what I had to do. I had to put everything last and put figuring out how the hell to make enough, to get enough oxygen for myself first. And that's like, shit. How do you do that? Albert Einstein said, you can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking you were at when you created the problem. I call bullshit. I didn't create this problem, being born into like this monetary, commercialized society where you have to have money just to fucking breathe. Which leads me to rule number 6. Is you refuse to learn sales and marketing. You refuse to get educated. Knowledge is power. So whether you've got a job or whether you have a small business or whatever that is for you, I have walk up to a man who has headphones on his head while he's working, and he's going like this, and he's weed whipping, or he's cutting the grass, or he's doing the power wash, or he's painting. It's better than listening to nothing unless you're in deep thought. I don't know. It's cool. Technology. I just got a new pair of Bluetooths in the mail because I lost mine. I love them. But, hey, buddy, what are you listening to? Like, I like Eminem, right? I used to listen to his music when I was younger or whatever. I don't know too much about what he's doing now. But anyways, I'm listening to Eminem's new album, dog. Oh, shit. Eminem is the shit. Eminem is he's a great rapper or whatever. So, but, like, is Eminem, like, teaching you how to, like, manage your finances? Or is, like any rapper or whatever, any musician, you're listening to music, you're listening to AC/DC. I like AC/DC. I like all that shit, right? And it's cool. It's motivating, dog. It's motivating. Okay. But is that motivation giving you the education to know how to do sales and marketing, how to make more money, how to get out of your shitty job and start your own business? Or if you own your own business, how do you get higher paying clients and get more of them? Are you listening to a podcast? What are you listening to? Because in 5 years from now, the people you associate yourself with and the books that you read, whether it be in paperback book or audiobook, is going to give you the education that is going to empower you with the knowledge that you can go out and apply and change your entire life around. So, this is going to be really, really hard. I don't want to learn this stuff. Well, I guess that you're just going to starve to death and you're just going to die and you're going to be broke every winter with no money, and then you're going to go into debt, and then you're just going to lose everything and end up just like, I don't know, living on welfare or living on someone's couch. And then, I don't know, that's scary as shit. I'm not judging anybody or anything, because there is one thing for sure, and I will, because I only got like a minute left here. You have to get resolution in your consciousness. I am no stranger to paranoia, to having just like some days you're off for days on end where you're just a mess. You can't think straight. You have anxiety. It feels like your skin is on fire. People around you are attacking you. You have family chaos and drama going on, and you're just caught in the swirl. When you're caught in the swirl, then, like I said, then somebody you love dies, then something happens. Now this is financially draining you. Then there's a pet issue. Then something, if you have kids, like, it's non-fucking stop. And you're like, am I supposed to just cut all these people out and let them drown to death while I go make money? And then now you become that selfish bastard who just puts money first? Like, this is really complex. I used to talk with my buddy, Coach Rob, about this. I said, well, what happens when you get married and have kids? He goes, well, then it just becomes more and more complex. Complexity. It's easier to grow a healthy intimacy than it is to fix a broken one, right? So at the level you're at right now, you get your shit together where you're at right now. Get your shit together, because it's only going to fucking get harder. And the more you keep bucking the system, it's just the harder it's going to be, right? So feel blessed and gratitude for where you're at right now, and look at your past and let go of the shitty things that you went through, or what people did to you, or the mistakes that you made. Let that shit go now, so you can clear up some breathing room in your life and be fond of your past, of the good times, and when you can get yourself into a place of gratitude and get excited and get fired up. So you know what? I leave version 1 of me behind. Ken Wilber, the author of Cosmic Consciousness. That's a totally different story, but he was like, this was Ken Wilber version 1, version 2, version 3. What version are you in right now? How do you upgrade your identity into a whole new, confident, empowered, a bold version of you who goes out and gets this shit done, so this never happens to you ever again, so you're not stuck being fucking broke in the winter? Like, come on, you're fucking better than that, dude. You are better than that. You deserve more than this. You are the shit. Look at everything you've gone through and everything you've overcome in your life already, and you're fucking broke in the winter. Like, you deserve better than that. This is a must for you. Why the fuck are you broke in the winter? It's your fault. Your fault. Your fault. Hit your chest like, boom. Say, it's my fucking fault, dude. So stand the fuck up and man the fuck up and go out and hustle. And you're going to have to face a lot of fears. Go look in the mirror and put fucking war paint on your face and resolve to doing whatever you have to do to become a warrior. So get some audiobooks, get a subscription to audible.com, and jam education down your throat. That's specific to where you're at, right? I went through a long period where I was just like drugging myself with as many audiobooks as I could. And at some point, maybe you have to get to the point where you're just like, you're going to vomit. You can't deal with this person, this situation, your own excuses anymore. And you just literally, blah, you vomited it out. You know when you're done with something by when you're repulsed by it. It's no longer going to happen for you or your life. And holding the other people that you love around you accountable, and having an accountability group of being around successful people, right? I've got a lot of my own bullshit, my own struggles, my own head trash that I talk about sometimes with you guys. And I'm like, I just really, really believe that if you're broke in the winter, it sucks. But it's nobody's fault but your own. So that's 6 reasons why. Put your foot down, decide in advance. Don't take weekends off if you can't afford to. Raise your prices and make more money. And that's a whole nother thing. I should make another video about that, because you can have all these excuses that come up. My buddy Rob told me something that I wrote down. Oh, it was good, bro. I put it on Facebook yesterday. Basically, he said if you have a paradigm or a belief that's not true, but you believe it's true, you believe something that's not true, it'll create a brick wall in your life, and you just can't get past that thing because you believe it to be true, and now you form a stable datum around something that's fiction. It's a fiction. If other people have figured it out, and people that aren't even as smart as you, then you can figure it out, and it sucks if you don't want to even do the thing, but sometimes you have to do shit you don't want to do. That's what it is of being a full-blown adult. That's what responsibility is. I'm not here to preach you anything. I really am speaking from my heart right now. Like I said, I've got a lot of my own bullshit to deal with, but I think that's really my position here on YouTube and on social media. I've fought back and forth with it many, many times. I love making entertaining videos when I have time and stuff, but I love talking real shit, dude. Yeah, dog. All right, fired up. Hit the subscribe button. Check out the links below. Check out my podcast. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below any tips you have for not being broke in the winter. This is Keith Kalfas with the Untrapped Podcast. Video, I want to talk about how I save money for the winter and I'm not saying that my way is the best way, so that's why I didn't call it how to save money for the winter. But I thought I would share this because it's something that works for me, and it's worked for a long time. And by no means will this get you rich, because I'm not rich, but I always make it through all the winters and always have plenty of cash to pay all my bills and make it into the next spring. So I just thought I would share my strategy, because it could create a value if you're broke as shit during the winter and it keeps happening. Now's the time to think about that stuff. So I'll just run through the formula real quick without any further ado. You just grab a piece of paper, a calculator. You can use software programs, whatever you want. You can draw it on a whiteboard, but figure out all, your taxes, your insurance, especially taxes and insurance. But what is your monthly overhead costs all winter? How much does it cost you to survive and live in your home? What are your household expenses, and what are your business expenses, and how do they fluctuate from summer to winter, and how can you even this out? So how to save money for the winter. For me, I already know my monthly overhead costs personally is about $4,200 a month, and that's rent, fuel in the cars, gas, phone, electricity, groceries, cat and dog food, cat litter, insurance, anything like going to the dentist, Christmas, add Christmas in there because because it comes every year. And you figure out what all that stuff costs every single month, plus maybe going out to eat once a week. Maybe if you, I don't know, you want to buy a computer or a big screen TV or whatever the hell, if you don't bullshit yourself, you're probably going to buy something for yourself: clothes, socks, shoes, deodorant, toothpaste, all that stuff. And maybe even add the price of a vacation in there, right? If all you do is work and you never even have any fun in your life, you're not going to be a very happy camper. So I think that some of the financial people that say like they don't include happiness type shit. But anyways, so figure out what it costs exactly for you to live each month, including the stupid bullshit category or emergencies, and then just times that out through the winter. When do you stop working? We probably stop in Thanksgiving. We're done. We might go to the first or second week of December if it's really nice. I'm down. But sometimes it's right around December 1st. So all of December, if we're in the Midwest, I don't know where you're at, but all of December, January, February, March. So we don't really actually start until April. You don't even make any money, because you're getting out of the hole. So there's 4 months of expenses plus an entire month of just getting out of the hole. So for me, I budget a certain amount of money to get out of the hole next spring on top of that. So what's 4,300 times 4? I'm sorry, 4,200. I had an extra 100. 4,300 times 4, 17,200. That doesn't include insurance and taxes. I don't know if you pay taxes out of every check, if you're on payroll, if you have your accountant do it, if you send an estimated quarterly tax payments, if you say screw it and just send it all in at the end of the year. I have no idea. So let's make up a number and say you're paying 12 grand in taxes, because I don't know what your number is, but so you're at 29,200. And then here's what I do. I pay $1,000 a month for my auto and general liability insurance policies. My bill due right now is nothing, but I don't want any fucking bills during the winter coming in for a landscaping business that is not operated. So I personally pay all taxes due. All insurance policies are all paid off before Thanksgiving. It's a lot of money, and I don't give a shit because I want all my overhead to go down during the winter. So let's say $6 grand for insurance, and then let's say another $5 grand to get out of the hole in the spring. So let's just say $40,200. What is it for you? So I have to have $40,000 in the bank by December 1st. There's no option. But now that I know that, that's okay. I have to have 40 grand in the bank. There's no way around it. So you go 40 grand. Well, I better start fucking working 7 days a week and saving now and selling bigger jobs. I'm out doing quotes right now. So what's 40,000? Then you go like this. You say, okay, it's July. What time is it? It's August 4th right now, right? So we got August, September, October, November. 4 months to save $40,000, right? Well, I already have money saved already. So I don't know. But let's just say you better start thinking about this shit in the spring. So as the time the spring takes off in April, you're already thinking about next winter. And if you didn't save for this winter you're getting out of, now you're really doubling the hole. So saving $40,000 in 8 months of work: April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. What's 40,000 divided by 8? Check this out. 40,000 divided by 8. 5,000 a month. Okay? So what's 5,000 divided by 4? 4 weeks in a month. 5,000 divided by 4. $1,250 a week. Okay? So if all your bills are $4,300 a month, or let's say, I don't know what yours is because we'll talk about $4,000 a month, plus all your business overhead and expenses, which I don't know what mine is right now. It's between $8,000 and $10,000 a month right now. It's fluctuating. So my overhead is between $12,000 to $14,000 a month right now. That's my business and personal overhead. They're supposed to stay separated. But so that means that you have to make, let's just say at $12,000 a month. What the fuck is wrong with my shit? Just hang with me for a second, because this is it. This is the kicker. This is where it gets people. Okay, so you have to make $12,000 a month to make it all work, or whatever your number is, 10 grand. Plus, you have to make an extra, and save an extra $5,000 a month on top of that. Boom, $17,000. Mine is $17,363 a month, so to speak. So I have to make that, because I have to make enough money to pay for the business and all the overhead, and save an extra $5 grand a month every single month for 8 months, all the way into the winter. So there's $40,000 in the bank for the winter. But here's the next cool part. All winter long, you can plow snow, you can fucking sell shit on eBay, you can do whatever you want. You can start a whole nother business. You can like go clean windows. You can launch your multi-million-dollar empire. I don't know what you're doing. But now you don't have to touch any of that money in the winter, or you get to the point where you're just touching half of it. So then the spring comes, and not only do you have money to get yourself out of the hole in the spring, you've still got $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in the bank, right? Man, it's hot as hell in this truck. You think I'm paying way too much insurance? Oh, I've already shopped around to like 12 different companies. I have like the cheapest insurance rate I know that I can possibly get. I got 3 vehicles. I got this new truck. I've got my other truck and my wife's car. We call it a business. It's a business vehicle. And it's like between 140 and 160 a month for full coverage. And here I want to show you something else. I should make a video about credit scores on creditkarma.com. I was flat broke, facing bankruptcy with an eviction notice, totally depressed, considering suicide. But I believe in Jesus, so I didn't commit suicide. And my credit score was a 528, and I look like a criminal to the credit bureaus. So after saving my ass off and working like 90 hours a week, my credit score is 743. 743, 100% on-time payments for the past 7 years, never late on a single payment. And still Out here working my fucking balls off, man. I need to stop cussing. Stop cussing. I hope you're doing awesome. I hope you're doing. This is 40 quotes. I've only closed 4 jobs out of 30 quotes. I've read every sales book imaginable. Not everyone. Grant Cardone, Seller Be Sold, Closer's Handbook, Kiyosaki, all that shit. This is 40 quotes. I've only closed 4 jobs out of 30 quotes. I've read every sales book imaginable. Not everyone. And what insurance do I have? Besides like general liability and work comp, there's home insurance, life insurance, health insurance, fire insurance, general liability insurance, work comp insurance. Dude, there's fucking 80 insurances. You could literally live in a cardboard box. But I have all these insurances. Fuck insurance, dude. How much do I spend on marketing? I was spending maybe the max $7,500 per year. And now I probably spend, I don't know, I gotta look at the end of the year, but literally a fraction of that because of internet and social media marketing makes my phone ring all the time. So I figured out how to make the phone ring without spending any money. Oh, I forgot flood insurance. So yeah, that's it. That's my formula. But I think that's kind of like a very basic budgeting type of formula. It's not something that's going to get you rich. Go watch some fucking Grant Cardone, dude. This guy's the shit. This guy was making like $200 million at the age of 35. He's got these videos where he's talking about saying you need to make so much money that you're saving 40% of all of your income. You save 40%, you store it, and then reinvest it all. So the only way you're going to be able to save 40% of your income is if you're making literally like double the money that you're making right now. Social media marketing, Tai Lopez style. I've got Tai Lopez's, what's up, Steve Medeiros? I've got Tai Lopez's social media marketing course right now, and it's, I took it. It's amazing, bro. I went on Upwork.com. I got 3 different virtual assistants working for me from the Philippines to somewhere else to Russia, and I'm paying like $600 a month to have all my social media marketing syndicated all over the YouTube from blog posts. It's crazy, and it's generated what I learned in Tai Lopez's course with some other courses has got me making several $1,000s a month in passive income from my internet business from 9 different streams of income. So, but that's where I put my extra time and money. Okay, cool, guys. Oh, that's good. What's up, John Allen? Actually, I should be reading comments, so I'm actually driving now, so I'm going to jump off here. But later, guys, I hope you crush it. I wish you the best of success. In September 8th is my marketing ROI event in Utica, Michigan. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to at least check it out. Joshua Latimer's going to be there. DJ Coach Carroll's going to be there. Eric Carino's going to be there. Guys who do hundreds of thousands. That's how they automate the sales and marketing process inside of their business so that you can...
What's up, guys? It's Keith Kalfas, the landscapingemployeetrap.com. I got a question, a very good question. What do you do in the winter for money? Well, for years when I worked at a company and I was a foreman or a supervisor, you know, I was used to getting unemployment and plowing snow, coasting through, getting bottle fed by company. So the first year of having my own business, no unemployment. Yes, I suffered greatly. By the time spring came, we were down and out bad. I was doing any type of side job that I could do. But truthfully, after a couple years, you build up so many clients, they keep you busy in the winter. So we're cutting down trees in the winter. We're doing tree trimming, snow removal. If you live somewhere where there's no snow, you can... I started a window cleaning company. That's what I have, a window cleaning company too. And I literally got squeegees and scrubbers, and I went door to door to door to door to door to door to door, strip malls and plazas, from cell phone stores to restaurants to everything, in the middle of the freezing winter because I had no money, and I sold window cleaning. Okay, now that turned into a whole nother business. But here's one thing: in the winter, if you got nothing, you're so motivated. I was so motivated and on fire that I sold
42 bi-weekly and monthly accounts recurring. In 48 hours, I sold 42 clients that we still have a lot of them till this day. And now we've gotten into residential window cleaning as a whole other side of the business. But besides for that, here's a great financial strategy you can use. So a great financial strategy that you can do is get a piece of paper, get a pen, get a calculator, figure out your budget, what your monthly bills, your food, gas, phone, electric, your cell phone bill, your insurance, whatever all that stuff is, and find out exactly what it costs you to live per month. Let's just say it's $1,000 or $2,000, $1,500 a month. And you say, okay, this is what all my bills are. You write that out, and you say, when is my last day of work landscaping? We finish around December 1st, sometimes December 15th. And then we start up, say, April 1st. Sometimes we start up March 15th. But go, as far as you can, worst case scenario. So I go from December 1st to April 1st. It's all December at $1,500. All of January, $1,500. All of February, $1,500. All of March, $1,500. That's $6,000 that you have to have saved in the bank or cash underneath the mattress to feed you through the winter. And then everything else, whatever side jobs you do throughout the winter, are just going to be, a bonus. Now, I was like, I can't come up with $6,000. I'm making barely enough to make the bills right now. How am I supposed to come up with $6,000 by winter time? I'll tell you one thing. The way a squirrel collects and gathers nuts for the winter, when you've gone through, if you're in the landscape construction field and you know what it's like to suffer during the winter, I don't even have to say it. I know you know what it's like to not make shit during the winter. Once you've been through that many winters and you've failed that many times and you've gone through that much bullshit, you finally get to the point where, it could be April 1st. You just started landscaping in the spring and you're already like, winter's here. So you run your ass off. You're running for the finish line all year, saving money, working your guts out, because in the winter, you'll get your free time then. You're in the landscape field, so that means you work your ass off. Monday through Saturday at least, and you save your frickin' money. And then you'll get side jobs. I don't care if you gotta go work in a restaurant or bus tables or do something. I recommend staying away from a job, because once you get into the entrepreneur mindset, there's so many ways to make money. It's sick. My buddy owns a roofing company. I got another buddy who owns he does remodeling. I help him remodel basements in the winter. I'll do snow, of course, help do roofing jobs, insulation, all that. But if not, I've got enough money saved up to where I just can sit around if I want. I don't. I research my ass off. I become more of an expert in the field of horticulture, arboriculture, landscape business, systemizations. In the winter, you'll find me at a kitchen table. My wife comes home like, what are you doing? And I'm sitting there with 4 cups of coffee, and I've got 16 pieces of paper all over the kitchen table with calculator and notebooks, and I'm strategizing and writing out big business plans for what I plan on doing. And I'm excited, because in the winter, see, if you don't have any money, you're in fear mode. You're terrified, you're biting your nails, you don't have any options, you can't even think about planning or strategizing because the lights are about to get shut off. There's no food in the fridge, and it puts you in, there's the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. So the parasympathetic nervous system gets triggered, and what happens is you go into a fight or flight response, and the mechanism in the part of the reptilian brain, the old brain, the mammalian brain gets triggered, and then you are literally, your heart races, sweaty palms, you're in fear state, constant anxiety, and you're just, you're trapped, and that's the victim mentality. So you're a victim, you're a pussy, you need to get your shit together. I've heard that in my whole life, and really it's beating off and defending the part of the brain that is wired for survival. So there's a saying, it's neurons that fire together, wire together. The longer you stay an employee and you stay in fear and all that crap and you stay in traps, like a gerbil on a wheel, is the more those neurons in your brain get wired together into like a hardwired circuit board, that every time there's a trigger, like a bill was past due or you don't have any money, you go into this fear, this tailspin of anxiety, and it literally just engulfs you and eats you alive. And that's the victim mindset, is really something going on subconsciously that you don't have any control over, and you're just reactive. You're in a reactive state. So to really beat that off, for me, I found the secret is learning that Well, first of all, you're not a human being having a spiritual experience. You're a spiritual being having a human experience, okay? You're gonna fucking die. You are gonna die one day. There's nothing you can do about it. You're gonna move on to the next life. And just realize that nothing can really kill you. Nothing can kill you. You gotta walk on the edge of death in order to get over that stuff and rewire the neurons in your brain and in your heart to get to the point where you can push that saber-toothed tiger that's chomping away at your bottom line, push that back and really get into an abundance type of mode where, you know what, you get to the point you're not worried about money. You're so confident that money comes in that you're like, you just know. You're not freaking out about it. Now, I'm a meticulous connoisseur of my finances. I'm checking my bank account 5-6 times a day. I'm constantly going over my finances, pretty much down to the nickel, saving all of my receipts. And you're going to end up doing that stuff too. But yeah, it was a very long-winded answer. What do I do in the winter? Oh, this past winter, I subcontracted myself plowing snow for a company I used to work for. Called them all up. Hey, you know I'm the best at plowing snow. I've been doing it for years. And I would go do that for cash. On call. But if there's no snow where you live, there's a million ways to make money as long as you're motivated. It's so true. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't even know if I want to get into the snow business. I am so busy moving into internet marketing, other businesses, MLM. We're in Carrot Bars International, 7.2 The Alkaline Company, Brain Crave by Nature's Touch. I don't know if any of that stuff means anything to you, but there's a lot of other businesses out there, and you'll begin to understand that the service business of just the landscape field is really just it's a stepping stone into greater things. So, yep, I'm Keith Kalfas. We're on a landscape job right now, and I gotta get back to work. I'll take you outside real quick and I'll show you what we're doing if you're curious. I'm waiting for the graphics guy, man. He's stalling. I need all these graphics installed on my trailers. Here's the still HT 131s. They're badass trimmers for trimming shrubs and trees. I got the extender that goes up to 12.5 feet on top of the roof here. I have a $500 orchard ladder. It's an arborist ladder. It's phenomenal. This thing is like, it's huge. See that pole right there? That's so you can stick it inside of shrubs and bushes and climb up. That's where the money's at, tree trimming. I mean, you can make $1,000 and be off by 1 o'clock trimming trees. With all the loppers right here, the Echo multi-head attachment. I like the EBZ 701. We've got a bunch of other blowers in the other trailer. All the landscape tools. Trim saw for climbing. I like that still saw, shrub trimming, everything you could possibly need. Got everything here. It's not too organized, but all the hand tools. Going here, I invested last year in all the tree climbing gear, the saddles, the ropes, all the stuff. We go up in trees. Fucking great money, dude. Truthfully, I don't even cut grass because think about this. $10,000 lawnmower, $20 to cut the lawn. You know, I'm just gonna do that for another video. But